On the expressway?
Yeah, we got a crash out by Columbia Road that is really blocking things. It's blocking the left lane, first of all, but it is, you can see here comes the trooper pulling up right now. They're going to try to get this cleared because it is causing a mess out there. 33 minutes is your drive time from Braintree to Boston. Not only is it backing up the expressway, we're starting to see things now back up from the Braintree split all the way back to Route 24. At the same time, up to the north, I'm tracking a crash in Peabody. This one, 128 southbound at Route 114. Antoinette.
All right, Katie, thank you. Time right now, just about 6:03, and more fallout this morning in the wake of last week's.
And you can see that slug of rain is with us Saturday morning before it pushes out and much more blustery weather moves in on Sunday. So Friday evening, we will see that rain start to move on in. It's heavier overnight. We're waking up to downpours on Saturday morning. Heaviest rain should shift just offshore as we get into midday or so, and then it's dry during the afternoon. But the potential for perhaps a little bit of snow out in the Berkshires and the Monadnock region. Otherwise, it looks like primarily rain. And I've made Saturday an impact weather day, not just for the wet weather, but there will be a push of some stronger wind in the morning hours. We could see some gusts 40 to 50 in southeastern Massachusetts Saturday morning before those winds step down as we get into Saturday afternoon. So a wild start to the weekend and then blustery, cooler but dry heading into much of next week. All right, let's get you back out there to the roads. How are we looking, Katie?
Good news. We cleared that earlier crash out by Columbia Road. Still a lot of residual traffic, though, left there after the left lane was blocked for quite a while. So it's still a 27-minute ride from Braintree at the split up to Boston, and slowest you can see through that Dorchester stretch. All right, I showed you that backup that we saw extending back from the Braintree split. Well, that is actually a second crash. This one 93 northbound in Braintree that has 2 lanes blocked. It's backed up all the way to about the Logan Express area, closing in on Route 24. So that's a problem for you. We're getting ready to clear 128 southbound at Route 114. That was a crash in Peabody in the breakdown lane. Antoinette.
All right, Katie, thank you. 6:18 and to the coronavirus.
Back into Pennsylvania. This is all working in our direction. So as we get deeper into the morning, 8, 9 o'clock, you can see what happens. Some light snow breaks out. It will mix with a few raindrops closer to the coastline, but this is going to be around into midday before it starts to diminish as we get into the afternoon. So pretty low impact overall as the temperatures climb up to around 40 degrees at midday and into the lower 40s this afternoon. I expect roads to primarily just be damp, and out through the Worcester Hills, we might get a coating on some of the grassy surfaces as it stays in the upper 30s there. But Boston going to 42 this afternoon, some mid 40s on Cape Cod. We do get a little break in the action tomorrow, but I am watching this storm system here in the middle of the country. This is going to bring in some heavier wind-driven rain to start your weekend, and we'll time it all out for you coming up. I want to get you back out to the roads though right now, see how we're looking out there. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Cindy. So some good news and bad news. We still have, I'll start with the bad news, that crash in Braintree that has 2 lanes blocked, and we are now backed up all the way to 24. It's kind of extending almost to 128 at this point. Up on the expressway, it's still an 18-minute ride, Braintree to Boston. That is better than we were doing just a few minutes ago. This is what Columbia Road looks like. We had that earlier crash that was blocking the left lane, and that just created some residual delays. And then we've got ramp restrictions left over 128 southbound at Route 114 in Peabody from an earlier crash. Doug.
All right, Katie, thank you. In a historic vote, House lawmakers impeached.
Still watching that crash down in Braintree. It is right at the Braintree split on 93 northbound. It has 2 lanes blocked. It's backed up, heavy delays back to 24. Starting to see those delays stretch back to 24 coming up from the north side. So if you were traveling up 24, hopping on 93, it's going to take you a good 15 minutes to get from there to the expressway. Tough go there. A tough ride also on the expressway by Columbia Road. It is slow. Same thing on the other side of town, getting over the Zachem Bridge looks okay, but we've got that stop and go on the Leverett Connector down ramp to Storrow Drive. Antoinette.
All right, Katie, thank you. Time now 6:48. President Trump